Are we on air? Well, then I guess that's perfect timing because today's topics aren't here to give you the average debate on technology. Rather, I'm here to ask the question, from social media to sharing music, where do we draw the line? All this and more today on Speechless. What is up and welcome to Speechless. Today's episode is definitely going to be like none other, and it's not just because I'm your host, Darian Harvin, but because today's topics on technology are going to bring up some questions and arguments that will definitely challenge your own perspectives on things and topics, which is exactly what this show is about. So before we dive right into things, let's introduce our panelists tonight. So to my right, we have my good friend, Zach Cousson.
Zach Cousson.
Which is French.
It's incredibly French. I'm actually French and Greek, which, if you do the math, makes me a freak.
So it's like F-R-E-E-K.
Yeah, it's a terrible joke.
I'm just a little bit slow when it comes to jokes. And then to my left, we also have Lydia. How are you, Lydia?
I'm good. How are you?
So this is your second time on the show. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm good. I want to bring it. I need to argue.
I think you were a bit too nice.
I was so nice last time.
So I'm excited to see what you got to say.
My true colors got to come out this time.
Definitely. Somebody whose true colors I know are always showing are Naja, which is to my right. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling pretty good.
That's good. And so I understand you are an acting major. What are some things you've been working on?
Well, obviously, as you know, I'm on Speechless. I'm also doing a lot of cool things in class, lifting people up, lifting about 150, 160 these days. So pretty strong. I am woman, hear me roar. And I might be in a one-act play by the end of the semester, so that's pretty cool too.
That is very cool to hear. And then last but definitely not least, we have my friend Andrew, who is a freshman but a veteran to this show. How are you doing tonight?
That's right, Darren. Hopefully you haven't gotten too tired of me here yet.
We'll see by the end. I will let you know.
Hopefully I'll wear out my welcome.
Let's get right into things. Now, I've got some things I gotta say, and I'm not afraid to say this, but I could get arrested for it, so just brace yourselves. I have, in the past, downloaded music without paying for it. I'm just gonna say it. Now, this battle between the government and record labels versus software such as Napster, and even you and I, has been going on for a while. But with music being so widespread nowadays, should there be laws that put citizens in the slammer for doing so? Let's find out. The fight to stop the sharing of music illegally has been a battle in our country ever since we've been downloading the Backstreet Boys on LimeWire. To many degrees, music websites such as Pandora, MySpace, Sharkgroove, and YouTube give more reasons for people to stop the injustice. Most aspiring artists and music icons are against sharing music. Do you remember Metallica's attack on Napster in 1999? But there are some who believe illegal downloading is promotion rather than stealing. Matt Berninger and Aaron Dessner from the band The National believe that without music sharing, they wouldn't be able to sell out many of the large venues they have. They encourage people to share their music, illegally or not. What do you think? Is illegal downloading helpful or hurtful to the music industry? So Lydia, I think I'm going to start with you today. So have you downloaded music? You can confess, it's okay. My name is Darian Harvin, and I have downloaded music without paying for it in the past.
I have downloaded music, and it's really not good because my parents are both professional musicians.
Oh, really?
So this is a very tough spot for me. And when I was caught downloading music by my parents, I was in a lot of trouble because, I'm in essence kind of, I'm like stealing from could-be friends of my parents.
Right.
So, I'm not proud of it exactly. But I have done it before. I don't think it's right, though. I definitely don't think it's right.
Is there anybody else who feels differently? Do we believe it's not right, or is it just something that's kind of entitled to?
Well, people are always going to do it, but the problem is the people that say it's good for publicity, those are for, I'd say, lower level like bands who are trying to get their name out. But when you start getting up towards Metallica, Green Day, and all those bands and artists who get ticked off, rightfully so, when their music is bought for free, when no one has to pay for it, it's incredibly hard to make it to that level in the music industry, and I feel like they earn to reap the benefits of success. And when people start to take it from them illegally, which also for free, I think it's wrong.
Wait, so are you saying that like the bigger the bands, like the more it's going to hurt them if their music is downloaded? Because I feel the opposite. I feel like that if you're a smaller band that's not touring necessarily and not selling a ton of albums, that it would hurt you more to download.
Well, how I feel is, if people download music for free, obviously more people are going to get their hands on it when they don't have to pay for it, so their name gets can circulate around a lot better than other bands. When you're like Green Day or Metallica or the Rolling Stones or any type of those bands, your name is out, you're a household name, you don't need any publicity. So I just feel like we're taking money from them that they earn because they've worked so hard their entire lives to get to that level.
I don't feel that like all these websites that we use to download music are actually like increasing our ability to get free music, because when you think about it, like there's a software that's pretty popular on campus called Mojo, which allows you to tap into anyone's iTunes and just download their music.
Yeah.
Totally free. It goes right into your iTunes. It's really sweet. But anyway, and I just don't think, I could easily just, if I wanted to, get in contact with these people and have them burn me the CD. But that's completely legal,
Well, it's not though. That's actually illegal.
Then why can't you do it on iTunes?
You can do it, but it
That's
is
kind of a double
technically,
standard.
but it is considered to be illegal. Believe me, as having two parents that are in the professional music industry, it is stealing because you're not paying for that music. Of course, everyone does it. I'm not saying that you're a bad person for doing it, but
Are we bad people? I don't know.
I
are
think
we
that
stealing?
at this point, it's been kind of socially accepted for that to happen.
But just because it's socially accepted, does that mean that it's okay to do? A lot of things
No,
are socially
like,
accepted.
of course not.
I'm
Like,
just saying, there have been cases where the music industry, I don't know the person's name, but there's a case where there's a woman who was sued by the music industry and actually for downloading illegally 24 songs on a computer. She had the total fines equaled about $1.5 million.
yeah, that's
But
ridiculous.
the music
ridiculous.
industry, but that's for peer-to-peer, such as LimeWire. People as you were saying, just download it, burn to a CD and give it to one of your friends. It's untraceable, and there's nothing the music industry can do to stop it. But they want to try to make an example out of somebody.
Well, just because you can't get caught doesn't mean it's not illegal. That still doesn't mean that it's not illegal.
I'm not saying it wasn't illegal. I'm just saying there's no way you can get caught by burning a CD.
So therefore, you should do it.
I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying
Like-
you can't. It's impossible to trace.
Naja, how do you feel? I haven't heard you speak, but I want to know Naja's wisdom.
Well, I must say, I have downloaded music illegally before I was sure that it was illegal to do that. I was a little ignorant back in the day, and once I found out that it was illegal to use things like LimeWire and FrostWire, I stopped immediately.
Yeah.
And I'd say, since I stopped immediately, I would say that it is wrong to download music illegally. But that brings me to this question that I have in my mind. Is YouTube and Pandora and things like that, should they be illegal? Because I think it's great.
That is another great point. Should things like Pandora, Shark Groove,
Groove Shark.
you can't necessarily don't buy the music, but you listen to it. Do we think that's okay?
Well, that's
Is that
what the radio is. It's a more advanced form of the radio. No, now you don't have to listen to your favorite, wait and listen to your favorite artist. You can just go out and get them.
That's probably great publicity because
right.
you listen to it over and over, and then you go to iTunes and you pay $1 to buy it.
Exactly.
With Pandora too, I think pretty much, don't artists have rights on Pandora as well? I believe that there is actually
Yeah,
agreements that have to be
there are
made
certain
with the
rights.
companies.
Well, the thing with Pandora is the reason there's a lot of support for it, because what happens is people it's like random, you'll type
It's
in an
random, yeah.
you'll type in an artist and it'll come up for you, and
Right.
it's really helpful for artists.
Well, I think you guys all had some really great points. I really wasn't expecting that debate at all. But buckle your seatbelts and sit tight because that was only our first debate. Stay tuned.